All right, beautiful. Happy Saturday. Thank you for joining me for a traditional 26 and 2 90-minute yoga class. We will start with a few rounds of sun salutes to warm up our body since we're practicing from home, and then we'll hop into 26 and 2 yoga. My name's Holly. My pronouns are she, her. I'm coming to you from a rather gloomy spring day in Washington, D.C. Throughout class, remember that you are your greatest teacher. And if at any point something does not feel right for your body, you can always choose a different variation. You can take a break, you can skip the posture entirely, right? Yoga can be challenging at times, that's okay, but we're never going to a point of pain or a point where we won't feel good after class. For the sun salutes, you're gonna come towards the top of your mat with your feet close together, arms down by your side. I'm gonna stand back a little bit and show you in periphery. We're going to start with 2 rounds of half sun salutes, which are great ways to warm up the body without putting any weight on the upper body. From there, we'll go into 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar, a sun salute. But if the half sun salutes are speaking to you, especially if you have like a wrist, elbow, or shoulder injury, you can continue to do the half sun salutes while we do the full sun salutes. All right, bring your hands together at heart center and begin. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, look up as if you're saluting or greeting the sun. Exhale through your nose, bend your knees, fold forward, hands to floor, relax your head. Inhale through your nose, look forward and lengthen into a halfway lift, back flat. Exhale, fold, let your head hang heavy. This is a half sun salute. Inhale, look forward, arms with your ears, root to rise, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Let's try another one of those. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen into a halfway lift. You can have hands on thighs, shins, or the floor in front of you. Exhale, fold, stomach to thighs, drop your head. Inhale, look forward, scoop your chest forward, arms with your ears, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Good, you can continue with those or join me in full sun salutes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, arms with ears. Inhale, lengthen, shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, hands to floor, step back into a plank or tabletop position. On your next exhale, hug your elbows in and lower down to the floor. Inhale, push up into a back bend. You can do cobra with elbows bent and thighs on the floor, or up dog with arms straight and thighs off the floor. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog. Can bend one knee, straighten the other, pedal out your legs, and then press your heels to the floor, hips to the ceiling, drop your head, look for your thighs behind you. If down dog is not speaking to you, you can come down onto your knees and take a child's pose instead. Sink your hips back as you stretch your arms forward. On your next inhale, hands to the floor, look forward, step forward, lengthen back into your halfway lift. Exhale as you fold, head hangs heavy. Inhale, look forward, arms with your ears, root to rise, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Good, let's try again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Make your exhale a little longer than your inhale. Inhale, look forward, lengthen, shoulders back. Exhale, step back into your plank or tabletop. You're also welcome to go from your plank or tabletop directly into a down dog or child's pose. Otherwise, lean forward, hug your elbows in, pull yourself down. Good. Inhale, push up into your back bend, shoulders out of the ears, neck long. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up for down dog, or sink your hips back for child's pose. Make your arms long, spread your fingers wide, root down through all 28 knuckles and the space between your index finger and thumb. Good. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen, hips over heels. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, hands down. Good. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Moving meditation. Inhale, lengthen, connect to the breath. Exhale, step back, keep exhaling, lower down. Inhale your up dog or cobra. Exhale your down dog or child's pose. If you're doing child's pose, sink your hips back to your heels. If you're doing down dog, press your heels down to the floor. If your heels don't touch the floor, open up your steps so your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. Otherwise, press your heels down, hips up, drop your head. Good. Inhale, look forward, step forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, salute the sun. Exhale, hands down. Beautiful. That's our little warm up. We will now hop into 26 and 2 yoga. Come to the middle of your space with your feet together. Toes, heels touching nicely for 2 sets of pranayama, standing deep breathing. Interlock your 10 fingers, cross your thumbs, glue your knuckles underneath your chin. Rock your weight into your heels. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. You made it to class. Concentrate, meditate, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose. Lift your elbows up. Suck your stomach in, fill up your lungs. Good. Exhale, head up. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly push your head back. Reach your arms forward. Keep exhaling, elbows touch. Inhale, elbows out and arms up. Slowly bring your chin down. Look straight ahead. Lift your elbows all the way up. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale, head up. Slowly push your head back. Look way, way, way back for the wall behind you. Elbows touch, pointing to the wall in front of you. Inhale, head down, breathe in through your nose, down through your throat to the very bottom of your lungs. Good. Exhale. As you exhale, open your mouth wide like you're fogging up a mirror on the ceiling. Elbows touch when your lungs are empty. Inhale, head down. Use your chin to push your knuckles down. Keep your fingers interlaced up to the webbing. Palms face the floor. Exhale, head up. Now use your knuckles to push your head back. Never force the neck. Squeeze your palms, wrists, forearms, and elbows together. Inhale, head down. So throughout class, remember that our ranges of motion might be different, right? Your highest point might be right here, and this is a great place to be. Exhale, head up. Remember also that you don't have to drop your head back all the way. Sometimes when the neck is stiff, simply looking up towards the ceiling is a good option. Elbows touch. Good. Inhale, head down. Keep the weight in your heels. Contract your quadricep muscles. Squeeze your gluteal muscles. Suck your stomach in. Exhale, head up. Lock your legs. Weight stays in your heels. Hips a little forward, hip muscles contracting, thighs tight. Inhale, head down. So as you inhale, draw your navel in towards your belly button, lift your chest all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, even as you exhale, lift your chest up so you're not backward bending, shoulders down, elbows up, triceps parallel to the floor. Inhale, head down. Every new inhale, you want to take in more air than the last breath to expand your lung capacity. Exhale, head up. The more you exhale here, the more fresh oxygen you can take in on your next breath. Push the air out. Inhale, head down. So make this the deepest breath so far. Breathing into the top of the lungs, middle of the lungs, bottom of the lungs, full lungs. Exhale, head up. In our day-to-day life, we don't really use the full lung capacity, but the lungs need to be worked out like any other part of the body. Good. Inhale, head down. Let's make this the last breath in the first set. Spine a little longer, elbows a little higher, lungs a little fuller. Suck your stomach in, breathe deep, full lungs. Good. Exhale, head up. Take your time. Eyes open, hips forward, legs locked, stomach in. Keep exhaling, push, squeeze, elbows touch. Good. Change. Arms down. You can roll out your shoulders and head. Very nice. Second set, feet together. Interlock your 10 fingers. Switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Bring your knuckles under your chin like glue. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your glutes, pull your abdomen in, grow taller out of the base of your spine, and begin. Inhale, chin down and arms up. Breathe in through your nose, lift your elbows up, suck your stomach in, fill up your lungs. Good. Exhale, head up, exhale through your mouth. Slowly push your head back. Reach your arms forward. Keep exhaling, elbows touch. Inhale, head down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Full lungs. Exhale, head up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Elbows touch. 1. Inhale, head down. Use the full 6 seconds to inhale. Take in more and more and more air. Fill up your lungs. Exhale, head up. Use the full 6 seconds to exhale. Synchronize your breath with your body movements. Elbows touch when your lungs are empty. Inhale, head down. So you're working on lung capacity. You're also learning to breathe a little slower, a little longer, a little deeper, full lungs. Exhale, head up. You're also working on eye mobility here. Without back bending, look back for the wall behind you, stretching the motor, ocular nerve, elbows touch. Inhale, head down. I'll do a few with you. Breathe deep, full lungs. Exhale. Elbows touch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Two more. Exhale. Inhale, head down, last breath. Second set, deepest breath of your life when your lungs are totally full. Surprise yourself, take in one more sip of air. Exhale, head up. Take your time, let everything go through the exhale breath. Any worries, any cares, let them go. Be here now, elbows touch. Good, change, arms down, you can roll out your shoulders and head. Okay. We'll continue. Ardha Chandrasana with Padastasana, half moon with hands to feet pose. Feet together, inhale, arms up, palms together, interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs, nice tight white knuckle grip, stretch up and bend right and left, right and left. Every time you pass through the middle, reach up a little taller, like you're trying to touch the ceiling. And when you can't stretch anymore, come to stop in the middle. Bring the weight into your heels, push your hips a little forward, squeeze your palms together, head and arms back, touch your biceps to your ears, suck your stomach in. Inhale, breathing, stretch up out of your waist, try to touch the ceiling. Exhale, breathing, absolutely straight line, slowly bend your body to the right. Good. Without bending your elbows, without bending your knees, continuously push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility. You're trying to create a tremendous stretching feeling in the left side of your body, all over, inside out, bones to skin, fingers to toes. Keep the weight in your heels, hips a little forward, head and arms back, touch your biceps to your ears. Move your left hip a little forward to get your two hips in line. Good. Now bring your right shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. The usual format of a posture is we'll explain the posture. I'll do little adjustments like left hip forward, right shoulder forward. And then at the end, right, there's an invitation to get deeper. Remember that you can always ignore that invitation and stay just as you are. Otherwise, come down, push and push and push. Change. Inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Press your heels down, squeeze your palms tight. Inhale, stretch up. So stretch feet and arms apart. Exhale, slowly bend to the left, press your hips to the right, breathe in and out through the nose. If at any point in class you find you're holding your breath, you can't breathe, or you're like gasping for breath, right? That might be a sign that you've gone too far. We want to flood our body with oxygen the whole time. Keep the weight in your heels, thighs contracted, glutes contracted, hips forward, abdominal wall tight, slide your breastbone up. Keep your chin and chest lifted. Move your right hip a little forward, two hips in line, left shoulder forward, two shoulders in line. You can use your breath to get deeper into the postures. Inhale, lengthen the arms. Exhale, come down, push, push, push. Change. Inhale to come up, first back bend of the sequence. Take a deep breath. Full lungs, keep your eyes open, relax your head back as far as it goes. You can give your head a gentle shake, look for the floor behind you, squeeze your butt, lift your chest, and immediately bring your arms back with your ears, try to touch the wall behind you. This is an example of a posture where you might not be able to do like deep breaths in and out through your nose, but you're not holding your breath either. Keep the weight in your heels, eyes open, lock your legs. Inhale, breathing, push your stomach, thighs, hips, everything forward, chest up, palms together. Now bring your arms back. Look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back. Good, change. Inhale to come up, big stretch up, decompress the spine. Exhale, stomach in, fold, hands to floor. Relax your head, go for a walk, move your hips, shake your head. This is a U-turn from back bending to forward folding. At the beginning of class, your spine might not be quite warmed up yet. Move your hips to get your lower back nice, relaxed, comfortable, easy, flexible. Padastasana, hands to feet pose. Bend your knees halfway. You can grab the backs of your calves, your Achilles, or your heels from underneath. Step on all 10 fingers, pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Stretch your upper body down from the lower spine to the floor. So wrap your elbows back behind you like you're trying to touch your elbows together behind you, and then roll forward a little bit, play around with your center of gravity. Start to lift your hips up so that you can slide your spine down, stomach to thighs. Chest to knees, maybe even face to the shins below the knees. Never force your body. Roll forward a little bit more, hips up a little bit more. Pull, stretch, breathe. Good, change, come on up, arms with ears, knees can bend as you come in and out of the posture. Good, float your arms down and you stand a little taller. Okay, great, second set, feet together, toes, heels touching nicely. Inhale, arms up, palms together, interlock your fingers, release your index fingers, cross your thumbs, other thumb, pinky finger on top. Press your heels down, hips forward, head and arms back, biceps into your ears. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly bend to the right, press your hips to the left, breathe. Use your right hand to pull your left hand to the top right corner of the room. Press your left heel into the floor, push your right heel into the floor, push your hips to the left. Imagine you could lean against a wall behind you. Arms in a little bit more towards the ears, chin away from the chest, root down through the heels, lift up through the shoulders, come down, push and push and push. Change. Inhale to come up, stop in the middle. Heels down, chin up, chest up. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, slowly bend to the left, press your hips to the right. Notice if the hands are coming apart, try to squeeze the palms together, wrists straight, biceps with your ears. Weight in your heels, hips a little forward, head and arms back. Push your right hip forward to get your two hips in line. Good, now bring your left shoulder forward, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Option to stay here or get a little deeper at the end. Come down, push and push and push. Change, inhale to come up. Second heart opener, keep your eyes open, relax your head back, squeeze your palms together, keep your eyes open, squeeze your tush, lift your chest, and take your arms back with your ears. So whole spine back bending, whole front of the body stretching. Notice if you're collapsing into the lower back, really lift your chest. You're working on upper spine, shoulder mobility as well. Keep the weight in your heels. Push your hips forward, lift your chest up, squeeze your palms together, arms back, look back, fall back, way back, go back, more back, change. Inhale to come up, stretch. Exhale, fold. Hands to floor, drop your head, go for another walk, move your hips, shake your head. Notice what's a little bit more loose the second go round, but still a little tighter, tender, right? We're still just checking in body, mind, and spirit at the beginning of class. Notice if your mind is wandering. This is an invitation to come back to your body, back to this moment. Hands to feet pose, bend your knees. You can grab the backs of your legs or your heels from underneath. Pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, and lift your hips up. Wrap your elbows back behind you, stomach to thighs, chest to knees, face to the shins. Everybody roll forward a little bit more. Send your hips up to the ceiling, stretch your spine down, pull on your heels, roll your weight into your toes, lift your hips up, push your knees back, try to lock your knees. Lock your knees, lock your knees. Change, come on up, hands together. Ooh, knees can bend, good. Float your arms down, let that one go. Okay, awkward Utkatasana, step your right foot to the right, about 6 inches hip width distance, not too big of a step, insides of your feet parallel. Arms up, parallel to the floor, tricep muscles tight, all 5 fingers together, thumbs with your index fingers. Reach your arms forward, pull your abdomen in, bend your knees, sit back and down into a chair. So I'm taking it easy with a few postures today. So my depth of the asana and yours might look different, right? You might be sitting down a little bit lower, hips down into a chair. Maximum weight in your heels. Suck your stomach in and lift your upper body off of your lower body. Depression to abdominal wall, contraction to abdominal muscles. Suck it in, hold it in tight. Move your hips and heels back a little bit more. Reach your arms forward. That's your counterbalance. Now lift your chin up, chest up, lean back, fall back, way back, change. Come on up, keep your arms there. Press your hips forward, spread your toes wide. Come up maximum on your tippy toes like a ballerina. Stretch up at the top, bend your knees, sit down. Lean back, touch your head and hips to an imaginary wall behind you, heels a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below a chair. Change, last part, come on up, squeeze your knees together, let your heels come a little off the floor, and slowly sit down. Take your time, listen to your body. You can stop whenever you want or sit all the way down. Squeeze your knees together and forward, thighs parallel to the floor, arms parallel to the thighs, spine perfectly straight from the side, looks like you're holding a box. Good, change. Slowly push the floor away from you. Nice, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down, take a breath. Go again, step your right foot to the right, same footprint, insides of your feet parallel, arms up, parallel to the floor, tricep muscles nice and engaged, all 5 fingers together, reach your arms forward, draw your navel in, sit back and down. So you can stick your butt out to fold forward. Again, you can sit much lower than I am, hips may be in line with the knees, but not below the knees. Weight in your heels, notice if your knees are going in or out, keep 6 inches between toes, heels, knees and hands. Now lift your chin up, chest up, neck long, shoulders down. Change, come on up, keep your arms there rather than sticking your butt out. In the second part, send your tailbone down or even think about tucking it under so that the lower back flattens out. You're really using your core and side strength here. Lift your heels, stretch up, sit down and lean back. So again, rather than leaning forward, you want to lean back, keep the spine nice and long, heels a little higher, knees a little higher, sit down into a chair, but don't sit below chair level. Change, last part, keep your arms there, still breathing. Squeeze your knees together, let your heels come a little off the floor and slowly sit down. To a count of 10 in your head. Stop when there's still a gap between the hips and the heels, drop the shoulders, keep your fingers in line with your collarbones, not too high up or too far out, right? Drop the shoulders, lift the chest and change. Slowly come up. Good, heels down, right foot back, arms and shoulders down, take a breath. Nice eagle pose, Gardasana. Inhale, arms up, big stretch up. Exhale, swing the right arm, under left arm, right elbow, under left elbow, cross first at your elbows again if you can at your wrists, palms together, thumbs towards your nose. You can also interlace fingers or grab your shoulders and give yourself a big hug. Good. Pull your elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down, hips into a chair, stay down there. Lean back and bring your right leg over your left leg, right leg over left leg. I'm already falling out. Cross your legs each other, twist like ropes, eventually wrap your right foot behind your left calf muscle. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the right, upper body to the left, twist like ropes, sit back and down, upper body back at the end. Good, change, feet together, arms up. Let's do the left side. Swing left arm under right arm. If your hands are in prayer, notice if your hands are going to one side of your face. Try to bring the hands back to center and then even out the shoulders. So for most folks, hands a little to the left, right shoulder down. Pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit back and down. Lean back and bring your left leg over your right leg. So your posture might look like this. Or it might look like this or somewhere in between, right? Again, it's really not about the depth of posture. Depth of asana does not equate to depth of yoga practice. Signs of like a deep yoga practice, right, are that you're listening to your body, right? That you're moving in a way that feels good and that you're honoring your breath. Bring your knees a little to the left, upper body to the right, twist like ropes, sit back and down, upper body back. Good, change feet together, arms up. Let's go into second set. Swing your right arm under your left arm. So on this side, hands a little to the right, left shoulder down, pull elbows down, bend your knees, sit down, lean back and bring your right leg over your left leg. Push your top leg into your bottom leg. If your foot is wrapping, try to eliminate the gap between right ankle and left calf muscle. If your hands are in prayer, try to flatten the wrists. Flatten the palms, straighten the wrists, maybe even get the fingers a little bit more in line. And then if you'd like, go for depth at the end, sit down and lean back. Good, change feet together, arms up. Last one, here we go. Swing your left arm under your right arm, pull elbows down, one day fingers go below the nose, bend your knees, sit down, stay down there, lift your chest a little bit, stomach in, and bring your left leg over your right leg. If your foot is coming out, sit down more. If you're losing your balance, arch your upper body back. Bring your knees to the left, upper body to the right, twist like ropes, sit back and down, upper body back. Let's hold and breathe. Good, change. Feet together, arms up, arms down. Party time. You can grab a sip of water if you want. Cheers. I have to tell you, it's finally that time of year in DC where I'm like, you know, my air conditioning's not on, my heat is not on, but it is like humid in my apartment right now. Like I'm sweating just by the humidity in the air. I don't know if any of you guys are the same way. Okay, standing head to knee pose, Dandayamana Jani Shavasana. Can't wait for the summer. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, lift your right leg up, flex your toes back. Option to stay here or round down and pick up your right foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. From start to finish, standing legs should be solid, concrete, one piece, lamppost, unbroken. You have no knee. Option to stay here in the setup, or if you're ready, slowly, gently lift your right leg up. Good. Stretch it forward until your right leg is exactly parallel to the floor. No higher, no lower. Standing leg lock. Take a breath. Kick your heel forward. Flex all 5 toes back towards your face from the ankle. You're training your Achilles to stretch. Let's take a breath here. Good. If both legs lock and you're able to breathe, start to bend your elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles. One day, elbows go below the calf muscles. Hold and breathe at your deepest point. Lock your knee. Lock your knee. Lock your knee. Change. Slowly reverse out. Good. So there's different, in Sanskrit and in yoga, there's a word called bandha, which means a lock and a lift. And the bandha that we talk about the most in this style of yoga is the leg bandha. And I think when Bikram came to the United States and was trying to explain what a bandha is, he just said lock. So that's where you hear like lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. But it's a lock and a lift, right? So it's not just that you're jamming your knee back, it's that you're really lifting your knee up. And there's other bandhas in the body. And 2 of the other bandhas we also engage in this posture. So one is the pelvic floor bandha. You want to pull up on your pelvic floor. And the other bandha that we're going to engage is in your core. So you're really going to keep your core tight the whole time. So think about locking and lifting through your standing leg, your pelvic floor, and your core all at once. So shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left knee, lift up on the pelvic floor and the core, and then lift your right leg. Pardon me, lift your left leg up. My bad, toes back. So we're on the right side here. Shift your weight to your right leg, lock your right leg, lift your left leg up. So all of those bandhas should be engaged even here, right? Knee lifting up, pelvic floor lifting up, core lifting up. Option to stay here or without relaxing the bandhas, round down and pick up your left foot. All 10 fingers interlocked, webbing to webbing grip. This is a great place to be. If you're ready, slowly lift your left leg up. Notice if your heel is turning in and your knee is turning out, that's the hip opening. Move your heel a little to the left, heel and hip in line. From here, kick your heel forward, continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission. It's the kick that drives the posture. If both legs lock from the side, legs make an upside down L like Linda. Puff up your chest and bend elbows down. Touch elbows to calf muscles, stomach in, lock and lift. One day elbows go below the calf muscles. Inhale. Exhale. Change. Slowly reverse out. You want to be able to breathe at every stage of the posture. You can put your hands on your back, do a little back bend or a knee bend. Let's try second set. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, lift your right leg up, flex your toes back, round down, pick up your foot, concentrate and meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Inhale, lift your right leg up. So the bandhas are locking and lifting, right? If both legs lock, bend elbows down. Elbows go below calf muscles, tuck your chin to your chest. Put your forehead on your knee. Lock your knee, lock your knee, lock your knee. Whenever you're ready, slowly reverse out. Good for you. Shift your weight to your right leg, lock your right leg, lift your left leg up, flex your toes back, round down, pick up your foot. So we're rounding the spine, strengthening the core, strengthening the hip flexor on the kicking leg and flexing the left toes back. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Heel forward, toes back. Good. If both legs lock, bend elbows down. If elbows go below calf muscles, slowly tuck your chin to your chest and put your exactly forehead on your knee. Hold at your deepest point for 3, 2, 1. As you're ready, slowly bring your head up, arms straight, bend your left leg, left foot back down. Good for you. Okay, so that was a forward curl, a compression posture. Next, we do a big back bend and heart opener, standing bow pulling pose. Dandayamana, Dhanurasana. Feet together, bring your right hand up, elbow touches the body, palm faces the ceiling. Bring your hand out to the right. Give yourself a high five for practicing yoga today. Yes, reach back without turning or twisting your wrist. Pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, thumb with your index finger. Lift your left arm up and back, knees together to start. Lock your left leg, point your right toes, lift your chin and chest. Option to stay here. I'm going to stay here. Or as you're ready, take a big breath, stretch up, and slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously, kick your right leg back and up. Take your time. At first, just find a place where you can balance, breathe, and back bend. As you're ready, slowly bring the body down and the leg up. See the foot come directly over the top of your head, from the side, 2 heels in line. Kick back and up, in other words, 2 shoulders in line. So right shoulder disappears behind the left shoulder, chin touches shoulder, shoulder blade scapula stretches away from the body. Kicking and stretching should be equal, simultaneous, 50-50. The harder you kick, you can balance your forever. Body down more, leg up more, charge your body forward, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, slowly kick yourself up, feet together, arms down, take a breath. Bring your left hand up, out to the left. Even this simple motion of opening the shoulder, right, is so good for shoulder mobility and chest opening. Reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot, and now we're stretching out the bicep and the quad and the hip flexor. Bring your right arm up, bicep with your knees together. So these are simple postures with profound effects, right? So lift your right kneecap, point your left toes, lift your chin and chest, take a breath, stretch up, and slowly charge your body forward. Simultaneously, kick your right leg back and up. So in standing head to knee, we rounded the spine, compressed the abdomen, we strengthened the hip flexor on the kicking leg, and we flexed the foot of the kicking leg. In standing bow pulling pose, what we're doing now, we're pointing the foot of the kicking leg, we're stretching out the hip flexor, right? We're stretching out the abdomen, and we're healing the spine through compression. These are complementary postures. We're also sliding our shoulders apart here. Standing bow pulling pose is one of only 3 spine twists in the sequence. Sometimes when our spine is tight, our hips will open so that our back doesn't have to do the work. Try to keep your left hip down and left shoulder back, and that way the spine really gets to open up. Keep your standing leg locked. Point your left toes, chin and chest lifted, body down more, leg up more, reach forward, kick back, kick up one more time. Good, change, slowly kick yourself up, feet together, arms down, take a breath. Second set, right hand up, out to the right, reach back, pick up the inside of your right foot at the ankle, left arm up and back, right hip forward, knees together, lift your left kneecap, point your right toes, lift your chin and chest, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, breathe. So again, this is a shoulder opener and a spine twist. Notice if your right hip is way lifting up, the hips aren't necessarily like perfectly in line here, but the more you can drop the right hip down and reach the left shoulder forward, the more you can really get the benefit of the spine twist and the chest opener here. Left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Remember, it's practice, not perfection. Body down more, leg up more, reach forward, kick back, kick up one more time. Change, slowly kick yourself up. Good. Feet together, arms down. Last one, left hand up, out to the left, reach back, pick up the inside of your left foot at the ankle, thumb with your index finger, bring your right arm up, bicep with your knees together. Lock your right leg, point your left toes, lift your chin and chest, stretch up, and slowly kick, stretch, breathe. That's all you have to do, kick into your hand, stretch forward, breathe through your nose. Relax your right toes, point your left toes, and start to come down a little bit more. So 2 heels in line. This increases heart rate and stretches the back of the standing leg. Body down, leg up, reach forward, kick back, kick up one more time. Change, slowly kick yourself up, Whew. Feet together, arms down. Okay, enough of that. Come to the back of your mat, Tula Dandasana, balancing stick. So in standing head to knee, we rounded the spine and compressed the abdomen. In standing bow pulling pose, we bent the spine and stretched the abdomen. And now in balancing stick, we're gonna stretch our spine and abdomen at the same time. Feet together, arms up, palms together, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, lean back, big stretch up, step your right foot forward, shift your weight to your right foot, stretch. Point your left toes, option to stay here or start to come down, parallel to the floor. Arms, body, head, legs, everything parallel to the floor, spine flat. From the side, you look like a T like today, not a broken umbrella. Body down more, leg up more, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, change, left foot down, float your right foot back, lean back, stretch up, step your left foot forward, shift your weight to your left foot, stretch, point your right toes and come down. Better to come down a little bit and keep your arms with your ears and your back flat than to come down all the way that the body is collapsing, right? Bring the chest down, chin forward, leg up, leg up, leg up, stretch, change, slowly, right foot down. Good, left foot back, arms down. Often in postures, right, we have to come out a little bit earlier in balancing postures, like we fall out. That happens all the time, but when you're able, try to come in and out of the posture slowly with control. It doesn't always happen, right? But when possible, go slowly out of the posture with as much as intention as you go into it. Second set, feet together, arms up, palms together. Switch your grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top, interlock fingers, release index fingers, cross thumbs, lean back, big stretch up. Step your right foot forward, shift your weight to your right foot, stretch, point your left toes, and as you're ready, come down. So again, better to keep the arms with the ears and the back flat than to come all the way down, but you're collapsing like a broken umbrella. Touch your biceps to your ears, squeeze your palms together, point your left toes, stretch, and change. Left foot down, right foot back, lean back, stretch up. Step your left foot forward, shift your weight to your left foot, stretch, point your right toes and come down. Charge your body forward, try to touch the wall in front of you, shoulder blade, scapula, stretching away from the body. Right hip down, right foot to the right, stretch, stretch, stretch. Change, right foot down, good. Left foot back, nice. Arms down. Enough of that. You can come to the top of your mat and face the long side of your mat for the next 3 postures. I will face you. We'll begin with standing separate leg stretching. Dandayamana, Bikaptapada, Paschimottanasana. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, nice big step, arms down parallel to the floor. Turn your toes in, heels out, lock your legs, lift your chest, and swan dive forward. Good. Lots of options. You can put your hands on the floor. You can grab the outsides of your feet. You can also grab your heels from behind. Everybody roll forward like a wheel. Lift your hips up. Push your knees back. Lock your knees. First the leg stretching, then the hip stretching, lower spine, whole body stretching. 3, 60-degree angle stretching, coccyx to toes, coccyx to forehead, roll forward one more time, touch your head to the floor in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up, take your time. Very nice, step your right foot back to the place, arms up, arms down, excuse me while I grab a tissue. I'm reminded, when you're getting over an illness, those gentle inversions like we just did are very good for clearing out your sinuses. Okay, second set. Not recommended if you have like huge sinus pressure, but good in the come down period. Feet together, arms up, palms together, step your right foot to the right. Nice big step, arms down parallel to the floor. Turn your toes in, lock your legs, lift your chest, and go down. So this is a subtle inversion, right? Our head is lower than our heart. So we're getting a lot of blood to the head right now. Good for energizing the body. Good for your skin, right? You're getting like a nice facial. I always think yogis look younger than we are. Maybe this is part of why. Roll forward like a wheel, lift your hips up, push your knees back, lock your knees, contract your quadricep muscles, bend your elbows back, elbows to calf, shoulders to ceiling, belly button to spine, play around with your edge, roll forward. Notice if your spine is rounding, try to lift your chin and chest, arch your spine, flatten the back, roll forward one more time, touch your head to the floor in between your feet. Good, change, slowly come up. Very nice, step your right foot back, arms up, arms down. Okay, triangle trikonasana. Next is an example of a posture where I could teach you the asana, the posture, or I could teach you yoga, which is like union of mind, body, soul, right? And so I'm going to do a very small version of this posture because of a hip aggravation, but I will talk you through like the classical alignment of the asana. So just keep that in mind if my body and my words are not matching. And remember that throughout class, you can always take a different variation of the posture. Feet together, arms up. Step your right foot to the right, nice big step, arms down parallel to the floor. Press your hips forward, lean back, stretch the crown of your head up. Turn your right foot out, make sure your heels are in line. Bend your right knee and lunge. You can always take a bigger step if it helps you to sit down more. So eventually right thigh bicep parallel to the floor, right leg makes an upside down L like Linda. So my knee is barely bending, but you might like bend your knee all the way to a 90-degree angle. Sit down, lean back and move your arms at the same time. Good. Elbow in front of the knee, hover your fingertips between your big and second toe. Don't touch the floor, don't push any weight on the floor. Look up to the ceiling, touch your chin to your shoulder. Reach your left arm up, touch your shoulder to your chin. Push your left hip forward and down. Push your right knee back with the help of your elbow. Now turn and twist your upper body back like spine twisting posture. Sit down more, chest up more, lift your left kneecap, squeeze your left glute, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat and stable on the floor. Change, rotate your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out, two heels in line. Inhale, bend your left knee and lunge, sit down low, lean back, open your chest, and move your arms at the same side. So this side is a little different for me, right? As a reminder, as you look up towards the ceiling, your posture might look like this. But it might also look like this, right? Elbow in front of the knee and your fingertips between your big and second toe, never quite touching the floor. Look up, stretch up, be more interested in touching the ceiling than the floor. So reach your right arm up, stretch your left arm down, and then roll your right rib cage back, open your chest like a flower petal blooming. Notice if your right ankle or knee are rolling in, right? Keep that right leg nice and stable, right foot flat on the floor. Change, move your arms, stomach in as you come up, straighten your left leg, left toes in, right foot back to the place, arms up, arms down, take a breath. So I love the repetitive nature of this sequence, but it also means that if you ever have like an aggravation in your body from a certain posture, right, you have to like skip that posture for a while or take a different variation of the posture. So again, like repetition is beautiful, and repetition on like an aggravated joint or muscle can be harmful over time. So I'm just saying that because I think we're all long-term practitioners who've probably all experienced that at some point. And you can still practice this yoga without doing every single posture to the nth degree. So I hope I'm demonstrating that to you today. Second set, triangle. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step your right foot to the right, nice big step, arms down parallel to the floor. Press your hips forward, lean back, turn your right foot out, maybe take a bigger step. Bend your right knee and lunge, sit down low, lean back, stretch the crown of your head up and move your arms. But you can always focus on alignment, right? So knee over the ankle. Normally we say push your elbow into your knee. What if you just tried to move your right knee back just with the help of your muscles, right? So knee tracking over the ankle, look up, stretch up, reach your left arm up, stretch your right arm down, now turn. Twist upper body back, lock your left leg, keep your left foot flat and stable on the floor. Good, change. Move your arms, straighten your right leg, right toes in, left toes out, two heels in line, bend your left knee and lunge. And if you'd like, you can try something here. You can put your left hand outside of your left knee and push knee into hand and then push hand into knee. Feel that resistance. So from an angle, right, it looks like this. And that's that resistance that you want to be strengthening the outer thigh as well as the inner thigh, right? There should be some resistance there. So sit down, lean back, and move your arms at the same time. So in our style of yoga, right, we push the elbow or the hand into the knee, but you can also think about pushing the knee into the hand. A little bit of resistance. Look up, stretch up, touch your chin to your shoulder, reach your right arm up, stretch your left arm down, push your right hip forward and down, push your left knee back with the help of your elbows, sit down more, chest up more, stomach in, eyes open. Now turn, twist upper body back. This is our second spine twist of class. Lock your right leg, keep your right foot flat on the floor. Change, move your arms, straighten your leg, left toes in, right foot back, arms up, arms down. Good. Okay, so far in the separate leg series, we stretched the spine and the abdomen with separate leg stretching. We twisted the spine and the abdomen with triangle pose, and now we're going to round the spine and compress the abdomen with standing separate leg, head to knee, Dandayamana Bikata Pada, Janu Shavasana. Inhale, arms up, palms together, only cross your thumbs. Exhale. Step your right foot to the right, 3 to 4 feet, still a generous step. Shift your weight to your heels, pick up your toes, pivot to one side of the room. If you're on your mat, you'll face the back of your mat. Turn your back toes in, push your left hip forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 2 hips in line, 2 heels in line. Backside foot makes a 45-degree angle. Stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, and you go down. Chin to chest, round your spine like a nautilus shell. Tuck your chin to your chest, pull your abdomen in, touch your forehead to your knee. Now, if your forehead and right knee aren't touching, you can bend your front right leg. You can take a bigger step, right? You can also try turning your back toes in more or pushing the floor away from you. One day forehead and knee touch, but you're never forcing your body. This is a compression posture, right? It's Janu Shavasana, head to knee. It's a compression posture. So even if you, like me, are not touching your forehead to your knee today, you can still focus on the compression part of the posture, like really draw your navel in towards your spine, engage your abdominal wall, tuck your tailbone under, so hips to ribs, ribs to hips, belly button to spine. Push your forehead into your knee a couple times, lock both legs, hands together, change, slowly uncurl so that your head comes up last. Pick up your toes, pivot on your heels to the back of your mat, or the front of your mat, or the other side of your mat, whatever side you're on. Uncross your heels, turn your back toes in, push your right hip forward, 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 press your palms together, inhale, stretch up, exhale, chin to chest, go down, round, scoop, curl, tuck, concave, chin to chest, touch your forehead to your knee. So the back leg is locked and the back heel stays on the floor, right? See that bandha, the knee lifting up, but the front leg can bend. And you're also, right, pulling up on the pelvic floor bandha and the abdominal bandha here. So pull the abdomen in, push the floor away from you, tuck your chin to your chest, touch your forehead and knee together, front side compression, throat choked, eyes open, breathing normal. Bring your weight to your front foot, left hip up, right hip forward, 2 hips in line. Push your forehead into your knee, lift your kneecaps, lock your legs, hands together, change, slowly uncurl so that your head comes up last. Good, pivot on your heels, right foot back, arms down, take a breath. Second set, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs, other thumb on top. Step your right foot to the right, pick it at least 36 inches, right? Maybe like 50 inches. Pick up your toes, pivot, turn your back toes in, push your left hip forward, press palms together, biceps engaged. Big stretch up, chin to chest, go down. Can you look at your belly button all the way down? You can't see your front foot all the way down, chin to chest, stomach in. Touch your forehead and knee together, front side compression, throat choke, jaw relaxed, eyes open, stomach in, breathing normal. Stretch your fingers forward beyond your big and second toe, maximum weight to your front foot, right hip up, left hip forward, 2 hips in line, breathe. Push your forehead into your knee, lock both legs, hands together. Change, imagine you're dragging your forehead up your thigh, your chest, arms with your ears, head up last. Pivot on your heels. I'm going to face you for the last one. So heels are in line, but they're not perfectly crisscross, right? That'll make it hard to balance. Turn your back toes in, push your right hip forward, left rib cage back. You want your armpits and your hips facing forward. So armpits and hips are square with the front of your mat. Big stretch up, chin to chest, go down, arms with the ears, maybe even arms behind the ears, pushing the head down. For balance challenge, you can keep your hands in prayer, tuck your chin to your chest, touch your forehead to your knee, bring your weight to your front foot, left hip up, right hip forward, 2 hips in line. Push your forehead into your knee, lift both kneecaps, so both legs blocked, hands together. Change, slowly uncurl, right hip forward, right shoulder forward, full stop at the top. Pivot on your heels, right foot back, Float your arms down. Good. Come to the middle of your mat for the hip opening series. Tree pose, Tadasana. Shift your weight to your left leg, lock your left leg, lift your right leg up. Maybe at first your ankle is on your shin, your knee, your thigh. Eventually heel all the way to your costume. You can let your right knee drop into a half lotus shape. Never force your body. Point your right toes. You can bring your right hand to the center of your chest. And if you can balance left hand. So on this side, right, I could lift my foot higher, but it's aggravating like a labrum right in my hip. So I'm going to keep my ankle low. Press your palms together, drop your elbows down, stretch the crown of your head up, take a breath. Good, change, right foot down. Shift your weight to your right leg, evenly distribute your body weight on your right foot and lift your left leg up. Heel to costume, let your left knee drop. So on this side, it doesn't aggravate my hip, but my foot falls, right? So I'm going to hold on to my foot the whole time. Can bring one or both hands together in prayer. It's a great reminder, like we're not symmetrical, we're not butterflies, we're perfectly imperfect. Yoga certainly helps with symmetry, but as a reminder, the real goal is like self-realization, like self-care, as well as sangha, community care, right? And like oneness with the universe. Which frankly has very little to do with like your hips or your knees, right? This is moving our body, moving our breath is an access point into like the deeper philosophy of yoga. But the real goal again is taking care of yourself and being in community, taking care of your community. Change, left leg down. You're welcome to do a second set of tree pose. You can also try another fun posture called toe stand. Look towards the floor, 4 feet in front of you. Don't move your eyes. Lock your left leg and lift your right leg up. In, you are above the knee. Point your right toes. You can bring one or both hands together. From here, you're going to fold forward, and dangling forward might be enough. You can put your hands on the floor. You can walk your hands forward, lean forward, lift your heel, bend your knee, sit down. You can even bring your knees to the floor if that feels good. And then you're going to push your hands into the floor and lean back. Stretch the crown of your head up, point your right toes, left hand up to the center of your chest, right hand palms together, elbows down, spine straight, come a half inch off your heel. Sometimes you fall, sometimes you fly. It's one of my favorite postures because if you fall, you don't fall very far. When you're ready, put your hands on the floor. You can come up on 2 feet or lift your hips up, straighten your standing leg, and then press your hips forward, ribs up to reverse out. Good. Nice. Change, right leg down, shift your weight to your right leg, squeeze right thigh tight, lift your left leg up, heel to costume, let your left knee drop. If your foot has a tendency to fall below your knee, you can hold on to it, otherwise hands to prayer. Look towards the floor. This is your moment. Concentrate, meditate. This is the moment. Fold forward, the only moment, the present moment. Hands to floor, lean forward, so be in it. Sit down. Walk your hands back, stretch your spine up, point your left toes. Left hand up to the center of your chest. Right hand palms together, spine straight, come a half inch off your heel. Sometimes just give a nice clap. When you're ready, hands to floor, you can come up on 2 feet or lift your hips up, straighten your standing leg, and then press your hips forward to reverse out. Good. Change. Left leg down, honor yourself, give yourself high five, fist bump, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. On the floor for the rest of class. Woohoo! Bring your heels together, let your toes fall open, arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, breathing normal. Savasana is a gas station, let it fill you up. Bring your heels together, let your toes fall open. Arms down, palms face the ceiling, eyes open, mouth closed, breathing normal. Feel your body rise with the inhale. Observe your body fall with the exhale. This gift of awareness is so powerful. And in a world where we sometimes have to be like hyper vigilant and other times are not very aware at all, this is a really great place to practice like a healthy awareness, right? Where you feel safe, right? You're safe in your yoga container. You're not pressured to do anything you don't want to do. And at the same time, you're aware of where your hands are, where your feet are. You feel your body moving with your breath. And whenever you notice that the body starts to fidget or the mind wanders, you're just going to compassionately bring yourself back to your breath, back to your body. So this is the compassionate observer rather than the critical observer. Many of us, when we do observe, whether it's ourselves or others, we're deeply critical. I know when I'm critical of others, I realize, oop, I'm probably being really critical of myself, and I need to work on that first. Again, yoga is a space where we can play around with that, right? We can observe, the ways that our body works for us and the ways that we wish our body would work a little different. And then we can be compassionate rather than critical of that. And as we become more compassionate towards ourselves, it's so much easier to be a compassionate observer of others and like really show up and listen to others, right? Like not just be a physical body, but be like ears and a heart, right? Without necessarily taking on all the pains of the world and without ignoring them altogether either, right? This is that path of observation, but compassionate observation. Pavana Muktasana, when you're moving pose, bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, grab your right shin, nice tight white knuckle grip, pull your knee out to the right, down towards your shoulder, completely avoid your rib cage, keep your head on the floor. Without lifting your head, look down the center line of your body, pull and breathe. Keep your left leg on the floor. If your left calf muscle does not naturally touch the floor, you can flex your left toes back to your face. Change, right leg down, left leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, nice tight white knuckle grip, pull your knee out to the left, down towards your shoulder, avoid your rib cage. So again, you can flex the right toes back if your right leg is coming off the floor. Do keep the left foot relaxed. This is the only posture in the sequence where we have a foot off the floor that's relaxed. In any other posture, when you have a foot off the floor, ask yourself if you're pointing or flexing. Change, left leg down. Both legs lift up, grab your elbows each other, give yourself a big hug. You can place your hands on your shins, your knees, and squeeze knees together. You can interlace your fingers, grab your wrists or forearms. You can grab your elbows or even palm your elbows, so you can get as compact as you want. Keep your head on the floor. Without lifting your head, tuck your chin in a little bit, look down the center line of your body, hold and breathe. Eventually, or in the future, when the bone joint skeletal system has improved, the whole spine from coccyx to the neck will be flat on the floor. Good, change, arms down and eyes open. So something that's been reframed for me in the last year or two is like compassion versus empathy. And like, I've always kind of self-described as an empathetic person. It's easy for me to put myself in somebody else's shoes. It's easy for me to feel somebody else's like hurt or joy. And I think right now that's like very hot. Like you'll hear people be like, I'm an empath. But I would also argue that like empathy in some ways can be really destructive, both for the person feeling somebody else's feelings and the person like presenting that. And so I actually now am like getting away from like empathy and more focusing on compassion, right? To me, at least the definitions of empathy and compassion, empathy is like, I'm feeling your feelings with you. Compassion is like, I can sit next to you while you're feeling your feelings and be a support system for you, but I'm not going to like personally take your hurt on myself. And I think that's a much healthier and more sustainable way to like be with our friends, be with our family, be with our partners, our kids, right? So again, I'm purposely saying in yoga, we're compassionate observers, right? We're not empathetic observers. We're not critical observers. We're compassionate observers, right? Like we're observing our body with kindness, but we're not necessarily taking it personally or like, taking it as if something's wrong with us if one hip is tighter than the other. Second set, bend your right leg up, interlock your 10 fingers, switch the grip, other thumb, pinky finger on top, pull your knee out and down, push the pads of your fingers into the backs of your hands to strengthen your grip, pull down, hold and breathe. Change, right leg down, left leg up, pull your knee out and down, try to keep your two shoulders on the floor, two hips on the floor. Notice if your right foot is going way to the right or way to the left, try to keep your ankle, hip, shoulder in line on both sides. Change, left leg down, both legs up, grab your elbows each other, give yourself another hug for coming to class today, good for you. Squeeze your knees together and down, keep your head on the floor, look down the center line of your body, breathe. This posture is great for digestion, right? We're starting to lengthen our spine. And it's such a nice way to hug yourself, right? A little moment of affirmation here. Good, change, arms down and eyes open. Next, we do a straight leg sit up. If you have any concerns about your back today, skip the sit up, especially the first one, roll off to the side, meet us on your abdomen. Otherwise, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Ooh, and tight, elbows to floor, forehead to knees. Okay, turn, lie on your abdomen for the spine strengthening series, starting with Cobra. Bhujangasana, good for your lower lumbar spine. Place your hands flat on the floor just below your shoulders, so your elbows point up to the ceiling like grasshopper wings. Zip up your legs like a cobra scale, toes and heels touch. Keep your hands flat on the floor, evenly distribute your body weight on your hands' palms. Look up, lock your legs, squeeze your butt, and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Very nice. Use 100% spine strength. Beautiful. Come up halfway only. Elbows stay bent. They make an L, a 90-degree angle. So this is a simple posture, but there's actually a lot going on. So the legs are locked, right? Quads contracted, glutes contracted. You're for sure strengthening your lower body. You're also pressing your abdomen into the floor. It's a really good abdomen massage, good for digestion. You're opening up through your chest and shoulders. Hands are pushing into the floor. There's a little bit of bicep and tricep engagement, and then there's a lot of upper spine strength and activation going on. Squeeze shoulder blades, scapula together. You're also healing your spine through compression, especially in a world where we tend to hunch forward. Back bends like this are so good for back health, right? Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, push your feet, hips, and hands flat into the floor. Now look up, chin up, chest up, stretch up, breathe up. And change, slowly lower down. Good, look to your right, left ear on your mat, arms down, palms face the ceiling. Bring your big toes together, let your heels fall open. Take an inhale, feel the backs of your ribs expand. Exhale, allow your shoulders to relax. Second section forward, place your hands on the floor just below your shoulders so your elbows point up. Zip up your legs, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, look up and lift. Stretch your upper body off the floor. Good, roll your shoulders back and down. Imagine you have a number 2 pencil in between your shoulders and you want to squeeze it. Squeeze your feet together as well. Lock your legs, push the tops of your feet into the floor, squeeze your glutes. Push your hips into the floor, push your hands into the floor, start to lift your heart space up, roll your shoulders back and down, look up, keep your neck long. Let's hold here for one slow breath. And when you're ready, change, slowly lower down. Good. Look to your left, right ear on your mat, arms down, heels open. So this is an inverse opening to the hips, the pelvis, the shoulders. And as we look left and right, it's a gentle twist to the neck as well. If it's ever doesn't feel good to look left and right, you can try bending one or both arms so that your hands are on the floor close to your face, and that should take pressure off of your shoulder. Lokish Shalabhasana, chin forward, arm straight position. Rotate your shoulders so that your palms face the floor. Option to keep your arms out to the side or bring your arms underneath you. They pinky fingers touch, but hands never overlap. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up. Good, to a 45-degree angle, half of 90. See the foot come directly over the top of your head. Lengthen and lift. Change, right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, and lift your left leg up. Keep your right leg relaxed. Left leg should be solid. Concrete, one piece, lamppost, unbroken. You have no knee, leg up. Change, left leg down. Third part, chin in, mouth down, neck long. Bring your arms a little closer underneath you. Spread your fingers wide. Even though you're looking down, keep your eyes open. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, toes and heels touch. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, point your toes, roll forward, and lift both legs up. Even if your feet are barely coming off the floor, remember that visualization is one of the highest forms of yoga. So imagine your feet are coming all the way over the top of your head. Struggle a little harder. Don't give up. Lock your legs, squeeze your butt, point your toes, lift your thighs up. Good. Change. Lower down. Take your arms out. Look to the right, left ear on your mat. Breathe. So, especially in a class where you can't do a posture because of an illness or an injury, or you're just sleepy, or in a class where you're doing the posture, but it's not going the way you want it to, picture in your mind's eye what you want to happen or what you envision that posture looking like, and not for the sake of I want it to look like a really cool picture, like on Instagram of a yoga pose, right? Picture in your mind's eye, like what would be the ideal shape of this posture that would make me feel so good inside and out, right? And that's what we're visualizing the whole time. One of my teachers says, like, what the mind can perceive, the body can achieve, or what the mind can conceive, the body can achieve, right? So we're thinking it even if we can't quite actualize it in the moment. Second set, bring your chin forward, arms straight, rotate your arms, palms face down, bring your arms underneath you. Lock your right leg, point your right toes, and lift your right leg up. And you might find that through visualization, through visualizing what the posture, would look like if it felt really good in your body, you might find that that looks a little bit different than like your initial ideal change. Right leg down, relax your right leg, lock your left leg, point your left toes, lift your left leg up. And it's not about the depth of the posture, it's about what it makes you feel like on the inside. Roll forward, shoulders down, leg up, change, left leg down, chin in, mouth down, bring your arms a little closer. Zip up your legs, toes, heels touch. Lock your legs, squeeze your tush, point your toes, roll forward and lift both legs up. So, physically, right, we're working on our body here, but mentally, right, we're working on a little bit of tenacity and grit. This posture is not easy, but look at you, you're doing it. Lock your legs, point your toes, lift your thighs up, change, lower down, good for you. Take your arms out, look to the left, right here on your mat. Take a breath. Full locust, Purnashalavasana, chin forward, arms out to the side like airplane wings. Zip up your legs like a cobra's tail, it's a theme. Toes and heels touch, lock your legs, squeeze your butts, look up and lift. Good, arms, body, head, legs, everything lifts off the floor like a jumbo jet taking off. Just your hips on the floor, the rest of your body's in the air. This posture is so good for strengthening your back muscles. Anytime you Google like yoga for back pain, you will find this posture. And actually you will find this whole sequence of spine strengthening postures in 26 and 2. All these postures on our abdomen, right? Really good for back health. Squeeze your inner thighs, knees together, point your toes, lock your legs. Now lift your thighs up, chin up, chest up, arms back, come up a little higher at the end. Good, change, lower down, tuck in your wings, look to your right, left ear on your mat, take a breath. Second set, chin forward, arms out to the side, knees, feet together, lock your legs, squeeze your tush, point your toes, look up and lift, everything lifting off the floor. Good, reach your arms apart, squeeze your feet together, lock your legs, point your toes, thighs up, chin up, chest up, arms back, come up a little higher at the end. Good, and change, lower down, tuck in your wings, look to your left, right here on your mat, let that one go. Dhanurasana floor boat, chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, 2 inches below the toes, thumbs with your index fingers, bring your knees and feet close together, point your toes, squeeze your buns, look up to the ceiling, good, and start to kick into your hands, very nice, continuously keep kicking without stopping, without intermission, it's the kick that drives the posture. Roll forward once, freeze between your ribs and hips, hold still, do little sips of air in and out through your nose. Bring your knees in, feet out, wrists straight, squeeze your butt, point your toes, look up to the ceiling, kick, kick, kick. Good, change, lower down, look to your right, left ear on your mat. Maybe whole left ear on your mat, maybe chin a little closer to shoulder, but not shoulder to chin. Second set, last one on the stomach, chin forward, bend your legs, grab your feet from the outside, knees, feet together. Point your toes, squeeze your glutes, look up and kick. You're kicking back and you're kicking up. This posture is so good for your digestion, right? It's good for back strength. Again, you're opening through your chest, your shoulders. You're also stretching out the biceps here. Point your toes, try to get your thighs off the floor. Keep your neck long. Point your toes all the way up to the ceiling. Kick, kick, hold. Change, lower down, good for you. Look to your left, right here on your mat. Let that one go. Look forward, put your hands on the floor, push up, come to the top of your mat. Fixed firm, Supta Vajrasana. Open your knees and feet, point your toes back so the insides of your feet are parallel. Option to stay here, start to sink your hips down towards the floor. You can keep your hands in front of you, beside you, or behind you the whole time. If you can sit between your heels and you're not in pain, you have an option to stay here sitting up or put your hands on your feet, bend your right elbow down, left elbow down, head back, head to floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other. You want a gentle stretch through your toes, ankles, knees, quads, and hips, but never a point of pain. Someone once described it as like, you know, if pain or like discomfort or colors, right? Red is like sharp shooting pain and yellow is like a stretch, right? Or maybe like, oh, you feel a little something. We're going for like a yellow sensation in the body, not like a red sensation, right? A little bit goes a long way. Good, change. Put your hands on your feet, press yourself up. Head up last, very nice. Turn around, Savasana. And talking about, you know, there's points in yoga where we might be a little bit uncomfortable, and that's okay. And I've also heard it framed as like, if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night and you like have to use the bathroom, but you're like half asleep and you're like weighing in your mind of like, can I sleep through this or not? Like that kind of like discomfort, right, is okay. Like if you're a little bit like, I don't know. But anytime you're getting like signals from your body of like, get out, or this hurts, or like you have to hold your breath, or you're like gasping for breath, right? That's usually a good sign that you've gone too far in the postures. Again, this is meant to be a lifelong practice, which means that actually like the slower you progress, the more sustainable it is. When we go, you know, sometimes we have like huge like peaks and valleys in our practice, and that's really normal. But in general, right, it's like maybe a slow upward trajectory, but it's slow and it's wavering, and that's actually like much better, I think, long term. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. And also like how we're measuring that trajectory probably changes over time as well too, right? So in the second set, you can try keeping your knees together. That's some more classical alignment, or you can let your knees open. Put your palms on your soles, left elbow down, right elbow down, head to floor, tuck your chin in, neck, shoulders on the floor, arms over your head, grab your elbows each other, take a breath. Good, change. Put your hands on your feet, press yourself up, head up last, very nice, turn around, Savasana. So I think through, you know, my time as a yoga student, and I still consider myself a student first and foremost, think about, you know, like what were my, I don't know, what were my goals, or what were my things that I thought meant that I was improving in a yoga class. You know, with hot yoga at first, maybe it was like staying in the room, or like, you know, doing all the postures. Then for a while it was like, can you touch your head to your knee and standing head to knee, or maybe doing the standing splits and standing bow. And then it was advanced asana. And now I can look back at all that and realize like there was real merit in all of those things. Like standing head to knee taught me like so much tenacity and grit and hard work. I would like wake up and do the posture, go to sleep and do the posture. Like I was doing it all the time to get the muscle memory. And that taught me a lot, not about the posture, but about like myself and my own inner strength. So that was really beautiful. But now I'm like less interested in the physical aspect of the yoga and more interested again in like, how is this helping me be a better person? How is this helping me to like relax in a really stressful time? How is this, you know, helping me to be in community with other people, right? It's less about like touching my head to my knee. And maybe at some point later on down the road, it'll be about touching my head to my knee again too. And that's okay, right? But again, not only is our trajectory slow, but what exactly we're aiming for might change over time too. And that's actually really beautiful. Legs together, arms over your head, chin to chest, sit up. Good. Come to the back of your mat, half tortoise, Ardha Karmasana. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs. Big stretch up, chin away from your chest, fold. You can always put your hands on the floor and walk yourself in. Otherwise, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor. Press your palms together, tilt your pinky fingers down, reach your arms forward, sink your hips back, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good, change, come on up, arms over ears, very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. There's a Picasso museum in Barcelona that doesn't have like all of his most famous works, but it's chronologically done. And so you can see Picasso as like a 16-year-old, paint his like paintings when he's in like high school, and then when he's like 20, and then when he's, older. It's really cool because like Picasso's paintings and like when he's young are just like a sunflower. And I mean, they're good. They're very technically good, really good. Like clearly this kid has talent, but he's not putting a nose where an eye is supposed to be, right? Like it's classical, painting. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. And what 26 and 2 yoga does so well is gives people that like classical yoga training. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs, stretch up, chin away from your chest, go down, forehead to floor, little fingers to floor, tilt your pinky fingers forward, reach your arms forward, sink your hips back, re-energize, reorganize, revitalize, stretch. Change, come on up, arms over your ears, very nice, arms down, turn around, Savasana. And actually the Phillips collection in DC right now, there's a really great exhibit called Picasso Painting the Blue Period, which is from his 20s. And you can see even within this blue period of Picasso, it goes from, again, like really good portraits that are like really classically done to like slowly colors are changing and lines are changing and things are getting a little bit more wonky, but you can actually see it in that period, that slow progression, which is pretty cool. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good, turn, come to the top of your mat for Camel Ustrasana, or deepest back bend. Stand on your knees, 6 inches between your knees and your feet. Put your hands on your lower back, thumbs outside, fingers down to the floor. Push your hips forward. Keep your eyes open, lift your nose and chin, look up, and if it feels good, look back. Option to stay here or go back halfway, freeze in the middle. Option to stay here or right hand down, grab your right heel, left hand down, grab your left heel, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels, push your hips forward, lift your chest up, drop your head back. When you're ready, put your hands on your back, press yourself up, head up last, good, stretch up, sit down, turn around, Savasana. And what I see sometimes in this style of yoga is people either get stuck in kind of like the blue period of Picasso where you like try out a little bit, or people go in like a whole different direction to Matisse where like all of a sudden it becomes really focused on the postures, the asanas, and like handstands and like stuff like that. What I'm suggesting and what I think is like beautiful about Picasso is he just like flipped everything on its head within, right, a regimented framework. So we had to do that more classical stuff to get to a point where a nose and an eye are switched. But it's if you look at it, it's still actually within a classical framework and referencing other artists and referencing older work. And that's really what this yoga is. And I think as like long-term practitioners of it is like, stay within the framework, right? It's a beautiful sequence of yoga. It works for a reason. And also play around. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. And remember that like there's life lessons within the yoga, right? It's not just about the posture. So in the second set, you might play around by opening your knees more, or maybe even placing your hands higher on your back or bringing your elbows closer together. You might also play around with the posture by doing a little bit less, right? Maybe working on the ego's drive to grab the heels. You might work on the posture by lifting your chest a little bit higher in the second set to work into more thoracic mobility. Keep your eyes open, drop your head back. So you might work on the posture in a little bit of a different way, right? In the physical realm or in the mental, emotional, spiritual realm about, what this posture is teaching you. Maybe go back halfway. Maybe grab your heels. Hips forward, chest up, head back. When you're ready, put your hands on your back and change. Press yourself up, stretch up, sit down, turn around, Savasana. Take a breath here. Let's keep going. Legs together, arms over your head, chin to chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat for rapid Sasangasana, knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Put your hands on your lower back, slide down, grab your heels from the outside, thumbs outside, fingers inside, full palm grip on your heels, stretch up, tuck your chin to your chest, go down, round your spine like a nautilus shell, forehead to knees, automatically top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, option to stay here or lift your hips up. If there's a gap between your knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together, roll forward, push the tops of your feet, ankles, shins, and knees firmly in the floor. Lock your arms, lift your shoulders, round your spine. Good. Bring your hips down, change, slowly uncurl so that your head comes up last. Very nice. Turn around, Savasana. And if you do get to go to the Phillips collection and see the blue period, one of the other really cool things, especially if you happen to go with someone who knows a lot about art history, is there's a lot of Picasso's painting in that period are directly referencing other artists, almost like now if you listen to rap and you hear a rap song sample another song. I think like art and rap have a lot in common. It's the same thing with Picasso in this period. He's referencing either overtly or subvertly, he's referencing a lot of other artists. And it's important to keep in mind yoga is the same way. Even within this sequence, we're referencing other lineages of yoga. We're referencing like Bikram, was in contact with like the weightlifting community, right? There's almost like weightlifting elements to this, like our version of triangle pose looks in some ways an awful lot like a pose that weightlifters do at competitions. And that's true of other styles of yoga too, right? Legs together, arms over your head, chin to chest, sit up. So none of this exists in a vacuum. It's really important to remember that. None of this exists in a vacuum. Knees, feet together, hips on your heels. Grab your heels from the outside, big stretch up, chin to chest, go down. Forehead to knees, top of head to floor, pull on your heels, don't lose the grip, lift your hips up. If there's a gap between knees and head, you can walk your knees up one by one, but head stays in place. Squeeze your heels together, roll forward, lock your arms, lift your shoulders, stomach in, round your spine. Good, bring your hips down, change, slowly uncurl so that your head comes up last. Very nice, turn around Savasana. So it's pretty widely acknowledged that the last 100 to 150 years of yoga have been greatly influenced by globalization. And a lot of modern day yoga was most certainly influenced by like gymnastics and weightlifting and Pilates and other stuff like that, right? But it's also important to remember that thousands of years ago, actually, there was also a trade between like Phoenicia in Italy and also North Africa. So if you've ever looked up like if you've heard of the Pythagorean theory, there's this whole idea that Pythagoras was actually like a yogi who lived in an ashram, and that there was this communication, right, between like Phoenicia, North Africa, and the subcontinent of India. So even thousands of years ago, right, this did not exist in a vacuum, or even within the subcontinent of India, different gurus were probably interacting with each other, right, or people were talking around. So this style of yoga does not exist within a vacuum. No style of yoga is like purely, that style of yoga, right? It's all in conversation with one another. Legs together, arms over your head, chin to chest, sit up. Good, come to the middle of your mat for head to knee to stretching. Right leg out, left leg in, two legs make an L, a 90-degree angle. Inhale your arms over your head, big stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, touch your forehead to your knee. Interlock your 10 fingers up to the webbing under the ball of your foot. Flex your toes back, bend your elbows down, suck your stomach in. Left elbow down, left hip down, two shoulders in line. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, big stretch up. Turn to your left, tuck your chin to your chest, touch your forehead to your knee. So you can bend your left leg as much as you want to touch knee and head together, especially in the first set, right? Make it easy. Interlock your 10 fingers, flex your toes back. Great way to stretch the calf and Achilles. Bend your elbows down, opening shoulder blade scapula. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you. If you're skipping sit up, stay here and stretch up. Otherwise, lay down and sit up. Paschimottanasana, stretching, bend your knees, look onto your big toes with middle and index fingers, thumbs on top, scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Knees can stay bent if it helps you keep a flat back. If your legs are straight, stick your butt out, lock your legs, puff up your chest and fold. Roll your shoulders back and down, spiral inner thighs down, flex pinky toes back, stomach to thighs pull, chest and knees stretch, one day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana, head to the front of your mat, feet to the back of your mat. And the other cool thing, this was pointed out to me yesterday by a teacher named Susanna Barkataki. There's definitely overlap between Buddhism and yoga for many reasons, including their geographical, proximity. But like many religions, right? Like there's a prophet that like the knowledge comes through. So that's like the Buddha or like Muhammad or Moses or Jesus, right? But in yoga, there's no one prophet. There's like thousands of prophets that yogic wisdom comes through. And arguably, some people might say like that's a guru, but some other people might say like all of us are like receiving and transmitting this yogic wisdom that like actually transcends like space and time and any one individual human. So I find that like deeply empowering, right? In yoga, sure, like we might have like a teacher or a lineage, but like it's important to keep in mind this is an ancient tradition, it's a living tradition, and there's no one prophet or even like 10 prophets, right? It's like everybody can have access to this like innate wisdom within us. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. Come to the middle of your mat, right leg out, left leg in, two legs make an L. Inhale, arms up, big stretch up. Exhale, turn to your right, tuck your chin to your chest, touch your forehead to your knee. So in the second set, if your knee is bent, you might try kicking your heel forward. And if your leg can straighten and your forehead and knee still touch, flex your toes back, try to lock your leg, maybe even bend elbows down, elbows to floor, left elbow down, left shoulder down, two hips and shoulders in line. Change, arms up, left leg out, right leg in, big stretch up. Turn to your left, chin to chest, touch your forehead to your knee, heel forward, toes back, stomach in, right elbow down, right shoulder down, roll into the right. Change, arms up, both legs out in front of you, option to stay here or lay down and sit up. Right, bend your knees, hook onto your big toes with middle and index fingers, peace sign fingers, thumbs on top, scoot your butt back, right, left, 10 to 15 times. Again, knees can stay bent. If your legs are straight, stick your butt out, lock your legs, puff up your chest, fold. Rather than rounding your spine, arch your spine, stomach to thighs, pull, chest and knees stretch, one day toes and head touch. Good, change, come on up, turn around, Savasana. And the Buddhist teacher, right, Thich Nhat Hanh, acknowledging that in Buddhism, right, that knowledge came through a prophet, the Buddha. And as you may know, Buddha reincarnates, so there's different Buddhas. Well, Thich Nhat Hanh said something really interesting. He says, I think the next Buddha will not be an individual person. I think it will be a community, right? So again, there's this idea of getting away from like individual teachers, which in 20th century yoga, frankly, has been really toxic. And we have a lot of teachers, including Bikram, who've abused that power. I love this idea of a prophet not being a person, but a community. And I think yoga can be like part of that community, not in like a cultish weird way, but in a like, right, we take care of one another. Legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Good. And I don't really think there's any like higher form of like enlightenment than like being able to healthily take care of yourself and one another. Spine twist, bend your left leg on the floor, touch your right heel to left knee, point your left toes, right hand close behind you like a second spine, left arm up and over, grab your left knee with your left hand, heel and knee touch. Inhale, stretch up, stomach in, exhale, look over, right shoulder twist. You can keep your right hand behind you, you can also reach behind you, reach for your left thigh with your right hand, drop your shoulders, lift your chest, sorry if you can hear my phone buzzing, feel each and every spine twisting like beads in a necklace. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, look back, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, swap out your legs. Guess I forgot to put that on do not disturb. Bend your right leg. You can also keep your right leg straight out in front of you, right? This is a great option. Left hand close behind you. Notice if you're leaning back, walk your hand in, reach your right arm up and over, grab right knee with right hand, point your right toes, inhale, stretch up, exhale, look over, left shoulder twist. You can keep your left hand behind you, reach for your right thigh with your left hand, drop your shoulders, lift your chest, keep your right knee down, point your right toes, left foot down, push elbow into knee, turn and twist. Inhale, stretch up, exhale, look back, twist, twist, twist. Good, change, unwind, turn around, Savasana. Final breathing, legs together, arms over your head, tuck your chin to your chest, sit up. Okay, knees, feet together, hips on your heels, hands on your thighs. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. Kapalabhati breathing, concentrate, meditate. Don't forget to have fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in this version of Kapalabhati, you exhale through your mouth and pull your abdomen in. When the stomach relaxes, the lungs automatically take in air. So the exhale is audible, forceful, intentional. The inhale is subtle, passive. You barely notice it's happening. Let's try it again. All 5 fingers together, palms flat, arms straight, shoulders down, spine nice and long from the side. Let's begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good for you. Honor yourself. Give yourself a hug, high five, pat on the back, turn around. Final Savasana. You can close your eyes, open your arms and legs, take up as much or as little space as you'd like. Take a nice soothing breath in through the nose and out through the nose. This is the gift that you've given yourself, the gift of self-observance, but not critical observance, right? Compassionate observance. And when you can truly sit with yourself and be present in your own life, it is so much easier to sit with others and be present in their life. And it is so much easier not just to give love to others, but to receive that love as well, right? And remember, that starts simply by working on yourself with a few breaths, a few body movements, right? Maybe some time for reflection, stillness, rest. This is a gift that you have given yourself. And nobody can take that choice away from you, right? Good for you for practicing your yoga today. Keep it simple, do your practice, and all is coming.